So I'm going to go ahead and introduce our next presentation, which is a new program called Market Days. And to do that, I'll invite Sue Schneider and Allison O'Connor, our wonderful agents at the Larimer County Extension Office, to come up, and Callie as well, and speak about Market Days and tell you about the impacts of this new program.
Hello, welcome. I'm so excited to see everyone here. I'm Allison O'Connor. I'm the horticulture agent for CSU Extension here in Larimer County with my lovely colleague Sue Schneider and our wonderful graduate student, Callie LeMaster, who we have the absolute pleasure to work with. So I'm here to talk about Market Days, a really exciting program that we launched this summer at the Larimer County Farmers Market. And I have to admit, the seed was planted a year ago at this time by former Commissioner Doherty. So thank you, Sean. Although we took it in a bit of a different direction than what Sean had originally proposed, we are really excited with the results we've had, and we'll share more about it. So a little bit more about the Larimer County Farmers Market. If you haven't been, you're missing out. Bottom line. This market has been in operation for 45 years. It has always been an extension-based program run by our dedicated and amazing master gardeners. Pilar, Reagan, and a few others are always there every Saturday to make sure it's a wonderful experience. And the market really ticks the boxes of everything Extension does. Community development, promoting small businesses, encouraging agriculture in Larimer County, and it is a great honor for me to be able to do that with my assistant, Emily Alligood, who is currently out on maternity leave. Emily really took the idea that Sean proposed to the next level. So full credit goes to Emily, and then it takes a dedicated team of people like Sue and Callie and many others to make this successful. So we're going to start it off with a short video to entertain you for the next, I think it's 3 minutes. I'm Allison O'Connor with CSU Extension in Larimer County. One of the great things I get to do every summer is co-manage the Larimer County Farmers Market. For over 40 years, the Larimer County Farmers Market has been a CSU Extension program sponsored by the Larimer County Master Gardener Program. The market is a hub of activity every Saturday morning with live music, lots of dogs, kids, students, and everyone who participates has a great time.
Hello, my name is Emily Alligood, and I'm one of the Farmers Market coordinators for the Larimer County Farmers Market. We recently started a program called Market Days for older adults, which provides older adults in our community vouchers which they can bring to the market and redeem for fresh fruits, vegetables, and plants that can be used to grow food. The program is geared towards older adults ages 50 and over who are considered low income in our community. We started the program because we saw that there was a need in our community to meet the needs of the SNAP gap. The SNAP gap refers to members of our community who demonstrate a need for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, but may not meet the specific eligibility requirements or may only qualify for a small amount of benefits.
My name is Callie LeMaster, and I'm a graduate student at CSU, and I'm also the program coordinator for Market Days for older adults at the Larimer County Farmers Market. Our participants have mentioned that they are very grateful for this program because they usually fall in the gap between having SNAP benefits and being able to afford groceries with their own income. So when we started this project, we were unaware of how large of a population in Fort Collins fall into that SNAP gap. But now we're nearing the end of the season and we can really assess how large of a population we need to be looking for when we're starting the program next season.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Noble with Partnership for Age-Friendly Communities in Larimer County, and I wanted to bring in one other aspect of the Market Days, and that is the community partners. We collaborated with several resources in our community to really help make the success for this program. They brought to the table their own outreach and their web of people and contacts who they know, and they were able to get the word out about the Market Days. At the booth, there is both the vouchers as well as information on resources, and one of them is Senior Access Points, which was a collaboration with Partnership for Age-Friendly Communities and the Office on Aging as well as CSU Extension. And we put together a website that has all kinds of information on age-related issues in Larimer County. So we're hoping that the market days can continue. We were fortunate to have funding with AARP and Aetna, and that really added to the success of this program that we hope will be a tradition for years to come.
All right, so I'm Sue Schneider, and I have been working on programming for aging adults for quite a while with Larimer County Extension. This program really identified two critical needs. Number one, that we are facing really an epidemic of social isolation in our community. And the farmers market offers the perfect opportunity to get older adults out, to learn something new, to learn about the vendors and the food, and to be able to socialize and have access to new information and opportunities. The other issue is food insecurity. We know there's a growing problem in our community, and this is an opportunity for us to be able to provide some vouchers and do some education around nutrition when we get people to the farmers market. All of this work does not happen in a vacuum. We've been working for a long time through senior access points to really build connectivity in our community to aging-related resources. We have a wonderful cadre of community organizations already working in this field. We were able to pull them together, tap their expertise, bring them together. Our community partners actually helped us identify the lower income individuals within our communities. So we relied on them to do some education to these folks, to invite them into the program, to hand them and share vouchers with them. They would come to our tent and get further education. Some of those partners that we worked with include the Housing Catalyst, Volunteers of America. They have a Smiling Spoons program. People come and they're getting access to meals already. So this was an extension of that so they can learn about new produce, ways to cook and use that food. The Larimer County Office on Aging. All of our partners worked diligently to make sure that people were educated about this opportunity and that they had vouchers in their hands and knew how to get to the farmers market and access the program. Our community partners also helped us staff this tent every Saturday. It's not a small thing to staff a new tent at the farmers market. And I want to call out Cheryl Noble, who is our Senior Access Points Project Coordinator. She also works for the Partnership for Age-Friendly Communities, who staff the tent literally every Saturday or almost every Saturday the entire time, was available there to provide some education and connection to these older adults. And we found there were a lot of caregivers who wandered up to our tent wanting to know, what are all these resources about? We had people from the Health District, Advanced Care Planning Team join, UC Health's Aspen Club program, Volunteers of America. All of these folks helped staff and make sure we could educate really a new set of individuals within our community. And then finally, our community partners helped us in fundraising. We couldn't do this without funds. Jim Becker helped us write a grant for AARP funds. We were able to get $5,000 to initiate the project. Friends within CSU's Department of Human Development Family Studies provided us a mini grant of $4,600 as well to start the program. Community partners stepped up in so many different ways, and I want to acknowledge that. And speaking of community partners, our CSU partner over here, Callie Lemaster, who decided she wanted to write her master's thesis about this program, really is the one who coordinated a significant amount of this program, and I'll let her share some of her research findings and what some of the nuts and bolts were.
Hi guys, thanks so much for having me. I was really surprised to be invited, but very, very happy that I'm able to present to you guys today about what I am very passionate about in this program. So I am a master's student. This was started before I even knew I got into my master's program, so that's how passionate I was about it. And now I'm just conducting all of my thesis research on it. And what I'm studying is healthy aging, as Sue mentioned, as it pertains to food insecurity and social isolation or social loneliness amongst older adults who are lower income. So what I did is I staffed the stand, and when participants came up with their $20 vouchers, I was able to provide them with the actual produce bucks and volunteers that would then walk around the market with these older adults, provide companionship, advice, and just an overall good experience at the farmers market. And this is one example of what our participants were able to purchase while they were at the farmers market. There is a wide array of pictures that I took of very different things that our participants were buying, but they were all fresh fruits and produce, and they were all very, very grateful and thankful for the opportunity to even have the ability to come purchase these items. Let's see here. So my stand looks a little bit like this, and there's two of my volunteers there with me as well, and that table provides resources for older adults that are specific to aging, and those were provided by the Partnership for Age-Friendly Communities, Senior Access Points, Volunteers of America. What I provided were recipe cards that they could use to prepare the fruits and vegetables that they were getting at the market, as well as handouts from the USDA, about 10 tips about how to incorporate more vegetables into your diet, how to shop on a budget, various other things that I thought might benefit this population. There were seats in shade available for our participants if they would like to come and sit and talk with us in the tent. We provided drinks for them from the 4-H club, so they were able to enjoy like a cool sparkling water or a soda and just hang out and enjoy being at the farmers market as a way to combat the social isolation that many of them were experiencing. And then at the bottom of the slide, you can actually see an example of the voucher that are provided to the participants at their communities. And then when they would come to the market, they would hand that to me, and I would exchange it for produce bucks, which were just kind of like Monopoly money, which they actually really enjoyed. So my preliminary research, what I did is I provided a pre-survey and a post-survey, which was granted IRB approval. And the pre-survey was issued at their first visit, and they were able to write down whether they would like me to follow up at with a post-survey at the end of the season. So it was very low impact, it was no pressure, they didn't even have to fill it out if they didn't want to. With that being said, about a third of those who filled out the pre-survey also agreed to fill out the post-survey. So that is what my findings are about. What I found is that there was a 13% increase in the amount of fruits that were consumed, up to 2 to 3 cups a day, and that's based off the USDA recommendations of how many fruits should be consumed. There was a 12% increase in the amount of vegetables that were consumed, up to 3.5 to 4.5 cups a day. And lastly, there was a 35% increase in overall fruits and vegetables consumed 7 days a week, which showed us that if these fruits and vegetables are available to them, they will consume them every single day of the week. So that was really important to us to find. I also was evaluating social isolation using a scale that has been validated across many social isolation studies, and the results were very compelling in showing us that many of our participants were very forthcoming about the social isolation that they were experiencing, and that being at the market helped alleviate that. However, until I have more of an experienced hand to help me evaluate that data, I didn't want to present it in an attempt to prevent it from being misinterpreted. So it was really interesting doing this. I'm looking forward to doing it again next season and really drilling down deeper and looking at what other data I can collect to show that this program is successful and it is providing a service to our lower income older adults. And with that being said, there's another slide. Oh, hey, yay. Okay, so this was a lot of feedback that I got from participants because I was there with Cheryl every weekend. And at the end of the season, I had an outpouring of a lot of these participants telling us how much it meant to them to be able to come to this program. And I got cards. Some of them were hand-drawn, which were beautiful. And it meant a lot to know that we had impacted them with something as simple as $20 at a farmer's market a couple times a month. So that is really important. And Paul Honeycutt was one of our wonderful participants, and we appreciated his optimism and his joy at being able to participate in the program. However, he did pass away during the course of the program, and one of his close friends did come to the program to try to return the money that we had given him. He's holding produce bucks, and she was also a lower income older adult. And I told her to go spend them in his memory, and she did, and she was also very, very thankful at having that opportunity as well. So I'm going to pass it off to Allison.
I think we've spent, obviously this is impacting the participants in the program. I think though you also need to think about how it impacts the actual farmers who are vendors at the farmers market. And we have a couple of different programs that actually aid low-income individuals. One of course, is SNAP, formerly food stamps. We've accepted SNAP at the farmers market since 2007, and since 2014, we've increased their spending with the Double Up Food Bucks program through Live Well Colorado. So between the Double Up Food Bucks program and market days, which are specific to purchasing only fresh fruits and vegetables, this was an additional $13,000 that went directly back to our vendors, cash money, dollar for dollar, to help them, reach out to more populations, but also puts a little bit more income in their pockets as well. So it is such a beautiful relationship that we have where we can help target an underserved audience, have them participate in the market, but then also support our agricultural producers that work very hard, as you know. And Sue's going to wrap it up with us.
So, as I mentioned before, this kind of successful program does not happen in a vacuum. We had incredible sponsors and supporters step up for this inaugural year. No one knew how this was going to go, and yet we had funding from all of these sources. This is a great example of how Extension pulls different aspects of its programming together to build a new endeavor that can really affect different people in the community. We are really looking forward to next year. One of the things we recognize that we are going to take on is helping seniors get to the farmers market is a really critical piece of this program. So we're going to be partnering with the city of Fort Collins and getting some bus service from the Fort Collins Senior Center and the Atzalon Community Center, and seeing how we can further support our community in actually getting to the market. We were actually surprised. We didn't expect so many people would find their way to the market. They somehow did, but we want to kind of help support that process. And we want to engage as many people as possible in our future here. So how can you help? We would love anyone sitting here, come join us at the farmers market, volunteer. We'll educate you about aging-related resources and nutrition resources. So come join us. Consider becoming a sponsor. We have sponsorship packages on the farmers market website. Donate towards produce vouchers, $20. You want to give $20, that would be great. Talk to your neighbors, families, and friends about market days. Help us identify low-income adults in the community and help spread the word for us. And we always love innovative ideas. Help us figure out how to make this the best program possible. So please support us in any way possible. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sue, Allison, Callie, and Emily. What a great program, a pilot program in our community, obviously making an impact already. So hats off to you guys.